family, new day, new beginnings. Before we get started, hit that like and share button and subscribe to Truthtrtube. As you can see by the thumbnail, building character. A lot of us, I think, we don't lack character. I think the character is hidden. We just need to unleash it. So a lot of us don't really have the subtle guidance for people we're around or we grew up around. Family members, friends. Because when you have a lot of character, you do things differently. You carry yourself differently. I know a lot of people, individually who said they lack character, but over time they develop it, knowing that what they did in the past built them to who they are now. They did a lot of wrong. And when you do a lot of wrong and you hold yourself accountable and you realize that that wasn't the way to go, that says a lot about your character as an individual, and it doesn't matter what age you start sowing that seed to grow. It all matters that it's done. Some do it early, some do it later. And by doing these things, helps you as an individual going forward. It makes you see things totally differently. I love to see someone with character. I love to see someone who turned their life around. Just based off of the things that they've been through, And I think a lot of credit isn't given to people who do that, who realize their life wasn't what they wanted it to be or they expected it to be, and they just turned it around 100 degrees. And that says a lot about a person. And I think a lot of us should strive to be that way. Look at people who are positive. And I'm not saying that just because everybody's positive, everybody is perfect, but just look at how they move, presently, and look at what they're striving to develop going forward. That says a lot. And these are people who I think we all need around us. People who did wrong in their life, but now they're making the proper steps to get better. And these things, it says a lot about a person, because every time when you want to fertilize the soil, you gotta make the soil is rich, And I'm not saying rich and wealthy, but you gotta make sure the nutrients are there, to produce not that seed, but to produce that flower, to produce that grass, to produce that tree. And a lot of us, our soil wasn't enriched, we sometimes we gotta take it upon ourselves to enrich our soil and grow from there. And by doing a lot of these things, it shows improvement in certain traits that we have, self-reliance, endurance, courage, self-awareness, self-respect. These are things that we probably lacked, but we don't lack now. Confidence, you wasn't making X amount at that age, but now you're doing this at that, making this amount at that age, at this age. A lot of us probably was down and out. We doing this now. It all depends on the mindset and how you go about doing things and not taking shortcuts. So a lot of people, this is what I noticed, right? A lot of people take shortcuts in life, but then the success is short-lived. And I notice a lot of people take long-term ways of doing things. Their success is more sustainable because they've been through the fire, And the fire wasn't temporary. Sometimes the fire was permanent, but it just took them a while to extinguish it. And these are certain ways you go about life, and the way you build a character, enrich the soil, If you ever notice, you walk by someone's lawn, it's all beat down and everything, and then a year later, it's plush, it's plush. You know why? They had to enrich that soil with the proper seeds, the proper nutrients that make everything within that soil grow. And a lot of us don't give ourselves that chance to grow. Stop cutting corners. Accept your past and accept your wrongs and start anew. Every day is a new day. Don't worry about what happened then. You could think about it, but exit out. Every day is a new day and you build from there. You plant a seed a day. If you don't know how to do something, each day plant a seed. Pick up a book. Go on YouTube. Do something. Just enrich your mind and build the character and build yourself into that person you want to see, the person you want to see when you look in the mirror. A lot of us can be, a success story. A lot of us are not going to be wealthy, but you give you give yourself a shot at doing these things and becoming these things. Imagine yourself winning. That's one thing. Imagine yourself winning. And if you're not winning, Continuously imagine yourself doing it, because eventually that day is going to come, and when the day comes, you're going to at least expect it. But when you go back and think what you're thinking, everything you've been through is going to turn up future in the future. Don't give up, man. Don't give up. Enrich that soil. Build a character and be who you're supposed to be. And don't let no one talk you out of it. Family, hit that like and share button and subscribe to Truth TR2. Thank you.